Let's work through another example of using audio in After Effects. Now for this example, I happen to be in After Effects CS6. You can tell by the slightly darker user interface, but every feature I'm going to show you has been available in the last several versions. If you have access to the project files that came with this course, open up 11 Audio Mixing Unmarked. We have two audio tracks in this comp. One, Lunar Rover Audio, is actually a dialogue track, and I would spot dialogue slightly different than I would music, and also a music track. We're going to spot them both and then coordinate the timing between the two. I'm going to work on the dialogue track first, so I'm going to turn off the speaker icon, the audio switch, for the music track, and then hold Command on Mac or Control on Windows and cut these two markers that were already on the layers in this comp. I'm going to replace them with my own comments about this audio. I want to make sure that the audio panel is visible, and as a matter of fact, I might even drag it over here side by side with my comp panel so I have more resolution for the audio panel. With the Lunar Rover audio track selected, I'm going to type LL to reveal its audio waveform, place my cursor underneath to see it with more resolution, and since it looks like this audio track is a bit low in level, I might even temporarily boost it a little bit just to get it to draw larger and make it easier to spot. I'm going to put up +6 or so for now. I can always reduce its level later on. This is a very noisy piece of audio that was a transmission from the moon's surface. I'm going to press the decimal point key on the numeric keypad to get an audio-only preview.
Well, I can see I'm going to have to keep my eye on the road. Boy, it's really rolling hills, Joe. Just like 14. Up and down we go. It feels like we need the seatbelts, doesn't it, Jim? Yeah, really do.
Okay, we have a few phrases of dialogue with relative silence in between. There is radio noise, transmission noise, etc., but I want to focus on when is this person talking. So I'm going to place my time indicator fairly close to the start of the dialogue, and press the plus key to zoom in and see some more resolution here. And I'd say that's pretty good approximation of the first frame as the guy starts talking. Now what was that phrase again he said?
Well, I can see I'm going to have to keep my...
I don't need to type the whole thing verbatim. I'm just going to use the first few words. So I'm going to hold down Option on Mac, Alt on Windows, press the asterisk key on the numeric keypad to open up the layer marker dialog, and just type in the first couple words like, well, I can, short for well, I can see. The other thing I'm curious about is how long is he talking for? I want to set a duration for this. He starts at 20 frames. I'm in a base 24 or 24 frame a second, more or less, counting mode. When does he stop? Page up to move one frame earlier. Yep, I want to catch that last percussive, so I'm going to say this is when he's done. I can either place another marker here indicating that he's done, or I can double-click my existing marker and set a duration of 2 seconds and 1 frame, the time between 20 frames and 221 where I am now. Click OK, and now After Effects will draw a bar extending from that marker showing me the duration for this person speaking. Let's go to the next one. You can see just looking at the audio waveform where he starts talking, which is right about there. I'm going to press the decimal point key to preview it.
Boy, it's really rolling hills, Joe. Boy, it's really rolling.
He starts off by saying, boy, there's, and then he changes his phrase. But again, I'm just marking the first couple words. Option or Alt, asterisk on the keypad. Boy, there's. Starts at 407. He stops talking right around here. I'm going to hold down Shift, then press page down to jump forward 10 frames at a time. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and back up a couple frames. 59, 58. One more. Now he's still talking at 57, so 58 frames long. Double-click this existing marker, and I can type in just the number of frames into the duration dialog, and After Effects will convert that to the correct seconds and frames using the current counting method. Press Enter, and you'll see now I have this bar extending the length of this bit of dialogue. And we just keep working our way through here. This frame of the composition seems to straddle when he starts talking. Since I don't want to cut him off accidentally, I'll move the marker earlier rather than later and mark it at that point in time. What's that phrase?
Just like 14. Up and down we go.
It's kind of two phrases there.
Just like 14. Up and down we go.
I think I'm going to mark both of those out. Option or Alt, asterisk, just like 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24 frame duration. Mark this next one.
Up and down we go.
Up and down. Option or Alt, asterisk, up and down. How many frames? Shift page down, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24 frames long. Once you become familiar with reading audio waveforms, you'll find you're not even doing that many previews. You can read the waveform, know what's happening with the audio, and then maybe just preview every now and then for confirmation or a bit of confidence. So you start talking there? Or there? I'd say he starts talking around there.
It feels like we need the seatbelts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels. Shift page down, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. 54 frames. Type that in for duration. Then one last little piece of dialogue here.
Yeah, really do. Yeah, really do.
That's a pithy statement. Yup. Really do. And that's for 10, 20, 1, 2. 22 frames. Okay, there's the dialogue spotted. I'm going to press minus to zoom out. I can see my whole composition. I can return the levels for this layer back down to 0. Turn off the audio switch for Lunar Rover and twirl up its waveform. Since I've spotted the audio, I don't need to look at the waveform anymore. This makes my redraws faster and just makes it faster to work. Also requires less real estate in the timeline panel. And I'll select musical messages and start spotting that audio.